Alright, we are live.
What's up, guys?
How you guys doing? Let's redo this real quick. It keeps saying it's starting soon, so...
Yeah, it lags just alright, now it's on.
There we go. No, I'm good. Well, we don't have any viewers yet. But, when we do get some viewers, we will take some questions. Leo, I also put your link in the description for you, so.
Alright, no worries, man. Thanks, I appreciate it, man.
Of course. So,
We got two watching.
Alright, hey guys. Welcome to the live stream. Today we're going to be discussing tackle tips and fishing. Our guests today are Leo from Extreme Philly Fishing. Hi Leo, how are you?
What's up, brothers? All good.
And we also have Kyle from Hook Them Fish.
What's up? What's going on?
And Leo, how is Philly treating you?
As you guys know, I live in the hood. The hood is treating me well, brothers. Everything's good. I appreciate you asking that.
Of course, man. Are you a hockey fan, by the way?
No, man. No, unfortunately, no hockey fan, man. Sorry about that, bro.
It's all good. Well, maybe when you come to Pittsburgh, I'll take you to a hockey game if they're still in the playoffs here.
All right, man. That sounds good.
We got six watching. What's up, guys?
Yeah. What's going on?
Catcher of Bass said, "Where did you get that jersey?"
Yeah, just type it in. This jersey here I'm representing, it was from Justin Lucas, Bassmaster Elite Series angler. He actually signed for Leo's from Extreme Philly Fishing, So sometimes I use it. I felt like using it tonight since I'm in someone else's, live stream, right? Gonna shine a little bit, even though I'm not a bass angler, okay?
It's the way to go, man.
Mm-hmm.
Looks awesome, dude. Suits you well.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, we have 5 watching. If you guys have any questions, please ask. I guess this is a Q&A, right?
Yeah. We always have a good time on these though, so it don't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Leo, I have a question for you since this is our first meeting and live stream. How do you carry your tackle since it is Tackle Tuesday?
Oh man, that's actually a very good question. I used to carry a humongous bag, like really one rod, one reel fishing style. I mean, if you watch his videos, you see that he carries a gigantic bag full of bass tackle. He usually weighs around like 20-25 pounds, right? So it's not easy, it's carrying that thing around. Nowadays, I just purchased an Under Armour bag, so I kind of downgraded it. And what I do, because I'm a multi-species angler, every day before I go fishing or the night before, I just unpack everything and I take only what is necessary for my trip. And so, I kind of downsized it. But I keep all of my terminal tackle inside those bass boxes that you guys, usually have, right? Or if things are lighter or less hooks, I keep them inside Ziploc bags for easy access. So this is how I do it. How do you guys do it?
Kyle, go ahead.
How I store my tackle is, I can't flip this camera around, but I have a lot of clear boxes, like normally what you'd put in like a bass boat. I'm talking about like these, like boxes like these. So I have about 12, I think, which is kind of too many right now. But I have 12 of them. I have different baits in each box. And what I do is I have a lot of the smaller boxes, like the smaller Plano boxes. And basically what I'll do is, like, if I'm going to a pond, I'm not going to carry, every single one of my boxes. I'm going to take the certain baits that I think I'm going to use, like a day box, kind of like if you're going on, like, going out on a lake or something like a boat. So, I'll just put that's what I did today. I grabbed hooks, chatterbaits, square bills, and Cincos, and that's all I took out to this bass pond. I just put them in a backpack, and I just went out, took pliers and stuff, and basically that's how it is.
Very simple, very simple. I usually carry a book bag, which I have here. Gotta have the Rockstar. Gonna, have a little bit of swag. I carry 3 Plano boxes, so these are my hard baits. Got my terminal tackle here with my weights and my hooks, and then I have another box here with my jigs and chatterbaits. So,
oh wow, we're gonna take a look at those jigs and chatterbaits later, right, man?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
It does look really neat.
So, I just keep it very organized. When I just started fishing, it was just tackle everywhere, and when I started to get into bass fishing, I watched a lot of videos, and the one main key that people always said is, tackle organization. So tackle organization is very key. So I organize these by weight and style and size. So these are my lighter jigs. These are football heads, and then I got purple football heads. These ones up here are my lighter jigs, and then I have some beaver style baits on some lighter jigs and extra trailers. Got your flipping baits, and
I'm just curious about it. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm just curious about it. That beaver bait that you got there, what brand is that?
I have no idea, but it's green pumpkin, and they work. I love them. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wait, let me see that. Let me see it.
Oh yeah, you think you're gonna do some magic? You're just gonna look through the can and find out what brand is it?
It looked like Berkeley Havoc because I had the pit loss, but I don't think that's what that is.
I don't think it's
right
pit
on.
loss. I have no idea.
I was going to recommend the D-bomb. Yeah, missile baits.
Yeah, when I did the interview with Ish Monroe, he was telling me about the missile baits, and I'm definitely gonna try those out this year. So.
Wait a moment, Ish Monroe, as in the African American dude in the league?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right on, yeah, man. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
He's awesome.
Watch his video. It's actually pretty sweet. It's really cool. On stealths. Watch it, Leo. Watch his video. It's awesome.
I think I've watched some of his frog videos on the internet.
Yeah,
he is just a cool guy because he's one of the few African Americans in the league, man. I don't know why, but there are not a lot of African Americans in the league. You have a lot of those white dudes like KVD style, like the Southern folks. You don't get to see a homie like Ish Monroe. You know what I'm talking about? So it's really cool.
Yeah, he was totally awesome when I talked to him, and I asked him after he did a seminar if I could do a little interview with him, and he was totally cool with it. That's actually up on my channel, and it was at Vic Sports Center in Ohio, and I didn't get the full seminar, but I got some of it. The full seminar is actually on Vic Sports Center's YouTube channel, so they asked a bunch of great questions. But yeah, he taught me a bunch of stuff. So
that's good stuff, man. Talking to those pros, is always a good experience. Most of them are very chilled,
Yeah. I want to meet Mike Iaconelli and KVD and all the big guys.
KVD.
I feel like KVD would be the one who would he wouldn't talk to you. That's just I don't know why, but I feel like he'd be the one who he would just concentrate on fishing stuff. He wouldn't. I don't know why. It's just the way some of the videos I've watched from him. I just feel like Mike Iaconelli, I think, would be a great guy to meet.
My perception of KVD is I never understood his fishing style until recently. Until one year ago. I've always been watching these Bassmaster stuff, right? And this dude just fishes so fast. All right, he covers a lot of water in very little time, and he catches fish. You know, and I always thought, right, like how the hell does he do that? Because in my mentality, I always thought you had to stop the bait a little bit for a moment, you know, for the fish to kind of bite, right? And then I read all about reaction strikes, you know, and stuff like that. He is a monster, man. He's not doing too well recently, unfortunately, you know, but KVD is truly a monster, man.
Do you think that he isn't doing too well because he started giving away his secrets, possibly?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't follow the Bassmaster, you know, so closely, right? But I guess everyone has their moments, you know, that they don't do too well. Hopefully, he will hop to the top again. You know, I do like KVD a lot, but then, you know, on the other hand, I do like the new guys a lot too, right? Like I said, I'm using this Justin Lucas shirt because I really do like the guy. You know, Justin Lucas, Chad Pipkins, Brendan Palanuk, like all the, you know, the most of the new guys, they're really cool guys.
Are you a Randall Tharp fan?
No, no Randall Tarp.
Oh, man. All right.
Sorry, bro. Hey, no, don't take it personal or anything. No Randall Tarp here, though.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right, man.
um, All Fishing TV said, Leah, what's up? Big fan.
Yeah, I saw that, man. Good stuff. All Fishing TV. Make sure you guys throw some questions in, all right? Because, you know, these two fellas here, they are ready to answer stuff, man. They've been waiting the whole day. They woke up and they were like, woo, today we want to answer some tackle stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you wanted to talk about them buzzbaits too, Leah, right?
Wait, what buzz baits?
Got these buzzbaits here.
I don't know what buzz baits you're talking about.
Or chatterbait, my bad.
Oh, chatterbaits. Yeah, man, absolutely. Chatterbaits, man.
Yeah, I always get the names mixed up sometimes, so.
Gotcha, I gotcha, man. What chatterbait do you guys use?
What ones are these? The original chatterbait. Is that Z-Man?
Dude, there you go. You just read my mind, man. Look at this here, man. That's what I'm using tomorrow, all right, man? Z-Man chatterbait, original.
That's
yeah.
what I use. I have a lot of those.
Now, what colors do you guys use?
I keep it really simple, basically. I mean, in muddy water, I'll use black and blue and chartreuse, and sometimes white. But in clear water, I'll use like that perch color and like the more natural colors with like and then sometimes I'll throw white. But that's basically how I do it.
Yeah,
I just keep it natural. I keep it simple.
Right on. I'm actually the same boat as Kyle there, you know. As a matter of fact, the ones that I show you guys, right? One is the black blue, and the one is the chartreuse white. You know, these are the twos that I usually go with.
Mhm.
I have this different chatterbait here. It has like a bead on the bottom, and it's a different style hook. It's kind of strange, but it kind of looks like a stand-up type of head here.
Wait a moment, Steve. We all know that you are kind of like from Russia. Is that some kind of Russian secret product that you got there, man?
Possibly.
What are you bringing from Russia here to the United States, huh, bro?
Oh, I'm bringing some secret stuff, you know, nobody knows about. But yeah, I don't even know where I picked this up, to be totally honest. It has a strange hook. Like, see, alright. So here's a regular hook. Here's this hook. I guess you should put this.
Oh, that's definitely a Z-Man there that you got right there, man.
Yeah.
Black and blue, or this one?
The black and blue. The black and blue, yeah.
I think this one's a Z-Man also. I don't even know where I picked it up because it says
I would think that when you were in Russia, yeah, you know, you wouldn't know where you picked it up either. You know what I'm saying?
They came out. The Z-Man came out with those new ones. You see, it was like the Chatter Frog or something like that. Did you guys see that?
Man, I did not check that out yet.
It's called. It was in a mystery tackle box one of the times, I think, or lucky tackle box, or one of them, because I saw some of the people review them.
Good stuff.
That was actually in Lucky Tackle Box.
Lucky Tackle Box, yeah.
That was in XL box, and
Yeah.
after that day, I signed up for the XL box. I upgraded, so whenever I get that lucky tackle box, I'm definitely gonna show it off for you guys. I might do a live stream and unbox it.
That's actually a good idea for your
Folks,
unboxing.
guess what, fellas? It's your time to shine now. People are finally posting questions on the Google Hangout chat.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah, dude.
Let's see here.
What is the best lure in summer, jerkbait or Cinco? For
Wait,
me,
dude.
I'd have to
Wait,
say.
wait, dude. You just jumped like 2 questions, man.
Oh, did I? Oh, sorry. That's all that popped up on here. Let me scroll. I didn't scroll up.
Best around braid or fluoro? Well, you can use both of them for different techniques. I love braid for flipping heavy cover. That's what I use. So, and fluoro I use for everything else except for like top water. But I also use braid on top water, but not in heavy moss or heavy super thick cover. I love P line.
Yeah,
That's my favorite line.
yeah. I'll use P-line. And that Berkeley, shoot, I want to say it's Suffix maybe, but I'll use that fluorocarbon, and then I'll use like the cheaper monofilament when I'm like river fishing and stuff like that. Like 12 pound is normally what I'll use, 12 to 8, somewhere in that range. But then for bass fishing, like normally, I'll use fluorocarbon for crankbaits, chatterbaits, baits like that, and then like for frogs and stuff, I'll use like heavier braid and stuff. Like between like 30 and 40 pound braid. I don't like to go like super heavy with it.
Gotcha. Well, in my case, I'm a little bit different than you guys, right? Because I don't just do bass
Yeah.
fishing. I'm constantly out there catching different species of fish. So what I usually do, I always carry 2 reels inside my bag, and with 1 rod, right? So I can it's like 1 rod, 2 reels fishing. I can kind of switch around between the braid and the fluorocarbon. For braided line, I recently changed all my braided line to the Cast King because I just got sponsored by Cast King, and I got sponsored because I actually like the braided line a lot. And for fluorocarbon, I like to use the Berkeley Vanish fluorocarbon. And what happens, usually is I use more of the fluorocarbon. I like to be risky, depending on what techniques or what species I'm fishing. I tend to go with the fluorocarbon. And like you guys said, when it's like thick cover or some kind of situation that I know I would need the heavier line, right? And I change to the braid. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We have another question. Favorite gear ratio?
Yeah, go ahead.
See, I only have, let's see, 1, 2, and then sometimes I use my friend's baitcaster. But the only lures I love lures are baitcasters. So my friend has a tournament MB speed spool, and I'm a lefty, so we're very limited on gear ratios being a lefty. And what gear ratio he has on this is a 7.5 to 1, so it's a pretty fast gear ratio. I use that reel when he lets me for frogging or pitching and flipping. And then my other reel, this one's actually mine, my friend has one also, is the Speed Spool LFS for $100. And being left-handed, it only comes in 1 gear ratio, so that's 6.8 to, what is this, 6.8 to 1? It doesn't even say. I know it's 6.8 something, but it's only 6.8, so it's a little bit faster than 6.4. Your 6.4 is your all-round gear ratio, what many baitcasters come with. So, Hooked 'em, what do you think?
Normally when I'm fishing, frogs, chatterbaits, even buzzbaits, just the slower moving baits like big worms, any kind of worm really. The only thing I'll really change up the gear ratio is when I'm fishing crankbaits. I mean, basically that's the only gear ratio that I'll switch from 6 to 4. I'll normally just stay to 6 to 4, and then I'll get lesser or get a smaller gear ratio for crankbaits. So. Yeah, I
Leo, how about
basically
you?
I don't get too picky about, like the gear ratios, just between, like cranking and just other baits. I mean, that's just how I keep it.
I,
Oh
I
yeah, my turn. I'm sorry, folks. I was
yeah.
just checking something on my Facebook. Yeah, so I just went back a little bit there so I could get my spinning gear right. As you guys know, I don't really use bait casters. I despise bait casters for some reason because it doesn't suit my multi-species angling too well. So I got here 4 reels with me. These are the reels that I pretty much use. And if you notice, right, I have different lines on them, pretty much 2 with fluorocarbon, 2 with braided line, but they are all Shimano reels, and they're all like in the range of 4,000 model, okay? And when it
Hmm.
comes to the Shimano reels, for the 4,000 model, the gear ratio, I would just round it up, is usually 4.7 to 1, but I would just round it up to 5 to 1 for you guys to have an
Hmm.
idea, okay? So in other words, every time I turn the stuff here at 360, my stuff here spins 5 times, right? That's the line that it gets from one turn. And for me, that works great. I'm not so picky when it comes to this kind of stuff, the gear ratio as opposed to bass anglers. Bass anglers, they like to be very finicky about this. Oh, I'm doing drop shot today. I need a type of gear ratio. I'm doing frog fishing. I need a type of gear ratio. In other words, they usually adapt the gear ratio to their techniques. If they need a technique that is like they need to ruin faster, they will go with a certain gear ratio. For my multi-species angling, I can pretty much adapt any technique to this spinning gear. In other words, if I need to reel in faster because I'm using a certain technique, I would just use one type of reel and I will put in that extra effort by reeling in
Yeah.
faster, okay? But this is
Yeah.
just how I roll. That doesn't mean that it is the right way of doing things. I can tell you this way: if I were rich, if I had a lot of money, I would be like some YouTubers too. I would have like 13 rods, and 13 reels, and I would be, I would have a boat and be like, okay, so I just switch right there. But yes,
Yeah.
for my adventures, unfortunately, right now, this is not going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a lot of questions on here now, which is actually pretty sweet.
Leo, you should check out the Lose Carbon Fire Speed Spool. I actually picked one up for $20, and it's a 10-ball bearing system, and it's smooth as butter.
Oh, that's very interesting. I mean, nothing personal. Okay, I appreciate the suggestion, but when it comes, to rails, I really like to stick with my Shimano. I just picked up a few Shimanos in the market too for a very cheap price on via
Yeah.
eBay. I constantly check eBay to see if there are any good deals or some interesting people who don't know prices. So I usually go there and buy it. Yeah, I'm good. I appreciate it, man.
Of course,
There's
yeah,
a
eBay.
there's a lot of good reels and rods out there, and I heard Shimano was one of like the better ones.
I don't know. I mean, personal opinion. I've used a lot of different types of rails, different brands, and Shimano personally has just worked really well for me. Besides
Yeah.
Shimano, one other rail that I would really use is pen rails. Okay, so if I didn't use
Hmm.
Shimano rails, I would actually purchase some pen rails. But again, I am talking about spinning gear. Okay, I'm not talking about conventional reels, bait casters. For you folks,
Yeah.
it may be a different story. I don't know.
Let me see.
Sounds good. Let's see here. What other questions do we have?
All
Hunter
fishing
Farrell.
TV. Oh, go ahead.
Hunter Farrell said, "Z-Man all the way."
Right on, brother. Z-Man. Here, Z-Man. Wow.
All Fishing TV said, "How do you guys store your soft plastics?"
I don't have mine with me, but I keep them in my garage. And what I usually do is I keep them in the package. So keeping them in the package and keeping them
Hard
fresh
time.
is
This
key.
is giving me a hard time.
But I like keeping them in the package and keeping them fresh. And I put them in bigger Ziploc bags, and I label them like top water frog or 5-inch Cinco or 4-inch Cinco, and I have a big bin in a garage, and that's how I store them. If I need to take something out on a boat that day that I think will work, that's why I take like lizards or craws I have a bag specifically for trailers, craws, beavers, everything you can think of.
Yeah, I'll show you one way that I do not suggest to do. I did this a while ago, but this is just here. This is my twirl. These were all my twirl tail worms, and I put them all in a box like this. But then I started getting these big Plano boxes like this, keeping your baits in here. And this is actually a lot better because you can say it takes about 3 of these, or just think of the difference from all of these baits crammed together. You know, say you wanted to go somewhere and you had a bit or a box just full of craws or whatever. Instead of, I have 4 boxes up here full of craws. That would, you know how much weight that is? I mean, it's just being organized, like you said, having everything labeled, just keeping it all in one spot where you could have 2 of these big containers filled, where that's going to take about 10 of these to fill the whole box up. So that's why I say keep them in the packages, and I do not suggest taking them out.
I'm the opposite of these dudes, man. These guys, these fast guys, they are too fancy for me. The dude from Russia here, dude from Ohio. I'm a multi-species angler. I mean, I go for some bass too, which is why I carry some soft plastics with me. But instead of having big containers, which is really effective, this is all I carry with me. I call this the package from the hood, my friends, because this literally looks like a pack of drugs, all right? But it's filled with soft plastics. And just for you guys to have an idea, I'm going to open up here for you, okay? The things that I carry most of the times with me, okay? Zoom Flux. I never go anywhere with Zoom Flux, so I carry different colors of Zoom Flux, all right? See, I got here the pink bubble gun. I love pink stuff, so, gotta have a pink Zoom Flux. Another thing that I carry here without, failure, Gary Yamamoto Senkos, okay? 4-inch, 5-inch, and 6 inches. Because nowadays in the fishing community, I don't know if this is good or unfortunate, but I could give one of these, okay, and wacky rig it for my nephew who's 8 years old. And if I choose a nice location for him to catch bass, he could actually catch a bass on this thing, okay? I mean, Gary Yamamoto Senkos are they're very effective. So like I said, I got the 4-inch there, I got different colors. And folks, I could take all the time of the live stream to show you what it is in here. There's a lot of different stuff. You got some you got some interesting baits here, okay? Some stuff that you wouldn't even dream of using, all right? Look, like I have this little flat swim bait, okay, that I don't even know what brand it is. But it is in here, you never know, So, like I said, I like to call this the hood package, okay? This stays in my bag every time I go fishing. Right on.
That's awesome.
Do you use those little rubber bands when you hook on the Senkos, Leo?
You mean the O-rings?
Yes, I love them.
Yeah, actually, I'm supposed to. I was supposed to buy some of those long time ago, but I'm so lazy to do it. So when I lose the Senko, I just lose the Senko. Although it would save me a lot of money if I had some O-rings, Mike Shell from One Rod Motor Fishing has been telling me forever, like, dude, you need to get some O-rings. I'm like, oh man, I'm just so lazy to get them.
Does he live in PA? One Rod.
No, dude. Thank God, he lives in Maryland. Yeah, he's good there in Maryland. Okay, we don't need a big pro YouTuber here in PA. We got plenty of YouTubers in PA. He's the biggest one in Maryland. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
How many bigger YouTubers do we have in PA here besides you, obviously?
Well, man, we got Sea Money Fishing that has been on fire recently. That's my friend Chris McEntee. He is your typical trophy hunter type of angler. So his gig is he goes out there and he wants to catch the big fish. He wants to break the state records. He's constantly, hunting fish like that. So of course people love his stuff. So that is one, okay. And recently we had this fever here in PA that a lot of people have been opening YouTube channels. We got Johnny Boy Fishing, who lives in PA. His channel is still small, 1,000 subscribers, but he does saltwater fishing. Very interesting guy. We got Noob Angler, who kind of went on fire. He's at, I think, 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers. He's like my friend here in PA. We got Jimmy Raw Fishing, that is kind of 1,000, I think. So in PA at least, we have people. You have way too many people now.
Well,
Yeah,
that's a good.
it's kind of fishing related. There's this channel called Leatherwood Outdoors. They live up in Pittsburgh, near you, Steve, actually. And it's a big like hunting channel. It's like all outdoors. They have I think 70,000 subs.
Oh wow,
But
dude, yeah. When it comes to hunting,
maybe a little less than that. But they do a lot of hunting, but they also do a lot of trout fishing and bass fishing and catfishing and stuff like that. So they have some pretty sweet videos. But mostly it's all about the outdoors and stuff like that. But they got a pretty big channel.
gotcha. That's very interesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm here in
it's
Pittsburgh.
kind of nice that everyone's making channels, though. The only thing that I don't like, that I don't like is when everybody copies everybody's names. Have you ever seen that? Where people will one rod, one reel. Everybody will have 2 rod, 2 reel, and they make they'll copy the names. And I feel like you just need a unique name and just keep your own name. Quit copying everybody.
Yeah, right on. I understand that, but I mean, on the other hand, you also need to take into account that a lot of the people on YouTube, they're kids, So
Yeah,
when the kids look up to them, I mean, you understand, right? They want a name that is But I get the idea. If you want to make your channel big one day and you want to really work hard on the channel, then of course, I mean, you're gonna have your own trademark name, Like we got here, Stealth Outdoors TV, the Russian brother. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody else has Stealth Outdoors TV on YouTube. That's why I was saying don't change it. I like the name.
Yeah, I was thinking about changing it to Bass Tactics TV, but I don't know.
Oh man, that's gonna lose your Russian identity, bro. You gotta keep the Russian stuff going on, man. No, I'm just messing with you, man. Anytime you want to go back to questions, just let me know.
Yeah, we're good. George said, "Is Mike? How you say his last name? Heiso? One of your friends? Chow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome." Hunters asked, "What do you like better, casting or spinning gear?" I guess I'll take this question since I'm doing the live stream. But
go for it, bro.
We
have faith in you. No pressure. Don't screw up, okay?
All right. I've used spinning gear all my life, and recently I started using baitcasters. And what I love about baitcasters is you could take a 1/4 ounce lipless crankbait and launch it 90 yards. And I mean 90 yards, because I measured it on a football field. And you can't get that spinning gear unless it's a little bit heavier, but there's purpose for each one. So if I'm using a shaky head or something a little bit lighter that I might get a bird's nest with a baitcaster with, I'll use spinning gear. And also drop shot. I love drop shotting, so.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. For spinning reels, I like Texas rigging, smaller worm, shaky head, drop shot, Nico rig, stuff like that. I would never even think of throwing those on, a heavy action rod or something like that with real heavy line and stuff, I fish a lot of rivers and a lot of ponds. I fish for a lot of even bluegill and panfish like you do, Leo. And all I'll take is 6, 8, 10-pound line and go out with, say, a little 1/8 ounce rooster tail or little tiny grubs or something, and you pitch them out. So you couldn't do that with a baitcaster. But if you get into bigger with it, like we were talking about before, the pros and stuff like that, how they have millions of rods for each different bait, you'll never see them throw a like a shaky head or a drop shot or something like that, like on a big heavy bait caster. So, you know, spinning reels, they're meant for different baits, and so are bait casters. That's why like their gear ratios and stuff come into play. But yeah.
And Leo only likes spinning gear.
That is correct. I only like spinning gear. Mm-hmm.
You never tried a bait caster?
Oh no, I learned how to use bait casters actually back in Brazil because my father, he's a big fan of bait casters. You know, I started in Brazil with really cheap spinning gear, and my father had these two very expensive conventional reels, pin reels, but they were like really the old style. They were like a pin 5. It's like a really old style pin reel. And you know, I would cast with his rod. You know, we would do some what's called the steel fishing in multi-species, just throw it out there and leave it there. You know, but yeah, I was fine with it. But again, I prefer spinning gear so much more. You know, I would rather sacrifice the distance, you know, when it comes to the I would say flexibility of the spinning gear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because, like I said, I don't go out just to target game fish. If I were out there and I'm targeting bass, walleye, you know, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, those kind of things, you know, I can definitely see someone using a bait caster. But, you know, I see like a smaller fish swimming by and I'm already enticed by it. I'm like, whoa, dude, you know, I changed right away and try to catch it. So for me, spinning gear is much better.
If you think about it too, it's a lot simpler than a bait caster.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, I got a big bird's nest out the other day, and I actually watched a video on it, how to get bird's nests out. So, yeah, I don't have any bait caster with me recently, or around here, but you put your thumb on the spool, you put the drag all the way up, you crank, and then you let line out. And then you keep repeating it till the bird's nest comes out.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing about you. I just remembered this really funny story. All right, you guys are in for a story right now. So, One Rod One Reel Fishing did a competition last year in New Jersey. You guys may have watched his videos. It is the competition that got busted by the cops.
Oh yeah.
Because he didn't have the licenses and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, man, One Rod was pretty famous at that time already. So I was there with him. And this kid comes over. This kid's like 9 years old, all right? And he comes over with a conventional reel, all right, bait caster. And he's like, Mike, you know, there's like, you know, can you fix it for me? And, you know, I looked at the conventional reel, you know, I'm like, dude, that is not a bird's nest. That's like a whole screw up right there, you know? I'm like, dude, and I even whispered to Mike, I said, if you can fix this stuff here, like right here, right now, we gotta film it on GoPro and put it on YouTube because this shit is just impossible, right? And you know, and the kid, the 9-year-old kid, he was looking up, you know, to Mike with those shiny eyes. You know, he was waiting for his idol to fix the bird's nest. And Mike is just like, yeah, man, I got it, no problem, you know. Dude, 3 minutes in, all right, he gave up. He was just like, you know what? I think you should just cut the line, you know. I was like, yeah, that's why I was laughing about it, you know.
I haven't had one that bad yet, but the ones I've had, you know, I fixed. It wasn't that bad, so you just got to mess with the tension knob and, you know, the drag and the not the drag, the other knob on the other side. I'm not too good with all the names of you know, the parts.
Yeah, that's happened to me a ton. Where I got a lot of ponds by me, a lot of ponds that are stocked with fish, and man, I'll have trees behind me, and I will cast, and man, I will get the worst bird's nest. I'll get so mad and I'll leave, and I've got so frustrated sometimes. You enjoying those marshmallows?
Oh yeah, dude! I was just showing one of the folks here on the chat box. I'm eating flower marshmallows. There you go. See that, man? Yeah, right on, man. They taste delicious. All right, man. Flower marshmallows.
Good. Get It Hooked Fishing 96 said, any tips for muddy water fishing?
Dark bait.
Dark bait for muddy water, light or natural baits for clear water. Basically, just simmer it up.
I agree. I agree with both of them, and I would like to add on that when I have something muddy around my area, I like to use things also with a lot of vibration in the
Yeah,
water, rattle traps, if top water buzz baits, all that stuff that vibrates a lot, you're good to go.
yeah, definitely.
I was watching a video recently, and I'm not gonna say who it was, but
Oh,
they
come on, dude! Don't break
they,
the fun. Just say it, man. Who
they
cares?
were
Just say it.
saying use chartreuse in muddy water. Now, do you think that that would work or no?
Um, I mean, let me think about this. I mean, if the water is, I have used chartreuse before
Like
in muddy
like
water.
this color in brown water.
You
It
want me to give
depends.
some input?
I, I mean, yeah, go ahead. I mean, it
I,
depends, I guess.
yeah, of course. I mean, I would say the same. I would say that it definitely depends. But in my opinion, is that it would work, but of course, it wouldn't work. It would not work with the same level of effectiveness. If you use the better color out there. And I mean, if you are going out to fish and you are fishing a certain body of water, of course, you want to use the lure, right, that maximizes, right, your chances of catching fish. So
Yeah.
whoever said that in the video, that dude is tripping a little bit. I'm just saying.
Let's see here. We got another
I
question.
mean, I mean, colors like that. I mean, I guess if you think about it, just to the simplest form, any lure could probably work. Anywhere you go, like color wise, I guess you could say. But to maximize your efficiency on catching fish in like, you know, catching more fish, as you would say, using different colors, like darker on browns and then like lighter water with like natural baits will definitely help you catch more fish.
All right. So Great North Fishing and Outdoors asked, uh, best topwater frog. I really like the Zoom horny toads. They're soft plastic, and you get more out of them than you would, say, a hollow body frog. Because when the bass crush a hollow body, they chomp it, and when you use soft body frogs like the Zoom horny toads, they can bang it, 3 4 times, and you might rip a hole in the where the hook sits, but you can still use it.
Yeah, for frogs, I like when you said just regular hollow body frogs. I fished the hollow body frog, no water in, but or like on. Let me see how you say this. Where it's like a lot of mats, and then there's like some water to where like if you use a popping frog, where you can pop that water. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's like really really heavy, where where there's no water to pop. Basically, what you could say. That's when I'd go to like a hollow body frog like this. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Well, I think I show you guys the frogs that I got here, right? I mean, they're not the plastic ones, but I just bought two Boya frogs for tomorrow. I'm actually going to be using these tomorrow for fishing, right? And apart from those, I actually bought this very interesting product that is not quite a frog, but it works very similar to a frog. It is this very little cute mouse, as you guys can see here.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
one just like that.
Yeah, man, and I particularly bought this one here in the store because this was only $2, and this thing here is actually made in China. Okay, so in other words, this thing should be totally crap. Okay,
Yeah.
but I will be using it in one of my videos, and if I do catch a 5 pounder, dude, this company better sponsor me, all right, man? Made in China right here. Um,
I
right
love that
on.
company. That company is amazing. I use, let's see here. Do I have it? Oh, I threw the box over there. I use those silver lipless crankbaits. They're 1/4 ounce.
hmm
And in my recent video, my Maryland trip, which I labeled "Look at that bass," that's the only thing I used, and I caught 3 fish on the same lipless crankbait. And usually when you buy the cheaper baits, you know, you have to switch out the hooks, you know, because they're dull or something like that. These ones, you didn't have to switch them. They stayed sharp even after the fish, you know, if the hook pierced the fish. So I love them. They work. The chartreuse, and they also have jerk baits, which I love using. And they're cheap. Being a budget fisherman, you know, saving money is always good, and you know, especially when the product works. So.
Dude, I totally agree with that, man. For someone like me who lives in the hood here in Philadelphia, saving money is definitely a very important aspect, man. Hopefully these things are going to work.
Definitely, I hope so. Have you tried Matizos or Matsu? I don't know how you say it.
Matsuo?
Yeah.
Right on. Yes, I do have some of their lures.
They have a silver minnow jerkbait. I also use those, so if you get the chance, try those out too. They're awesome. They work great.
Right on.
Do you guys ever throw a Texas rig when I'm flipping to cover? Yeah.
Texas rig is basically a great way to catch big bass. I mean, in the summertime, in like the deeper spots, like the deepest part of the lake, that's when I like to throw even any part of the pond, river, lake, anything. When you know there's big fish in the pond, the way to catch the big fish is like on big ribbon tail worms. Like I have the power bait, big 10-inch worms, 11-inch worms, which those are huge worms, but I mean they work good. I caught some big bass this year on some big worms. But you know, you can basically Texas rig anything, even like the baits that you would consider jig trailers. You can Texas rig those. You can Texas rig, you know, a Cinco. You can Texas rig so many different baits, a tube, anything like that, and catch big fish off of them. So Texas rig works most of the time.
I don't particularly use Texas rig, but I know that it is very effective. So you know,
yeah,
Texas rig, works. Fish on.
I just use them for flipping to baits and also docks. I love pitching it to dock corners or skipping it under docks.
We got a question from Christian saying, any tips for a beginner?
Buy a spinning rod, buy quality, because you want quality, don't want quantity. Luz just came out with a very nice spinning reel and rod combo. It's called the American Hero, I think it is. It's only like $60. Shimano actually has one. It's the Shimano Celis rod and reel combo. And the other one I kind of liked, which was the it's a Luz Mach 1. It's white and green, and it appealed to me because the bright colors. You know, it's different than what everyone else has out there.
I think the best way to start out fishing would be what Leo does, multi-species fishing, and just, you know, not worry about, like, say you watch one of the bigger YouTubers and they have like thousands of lures or whatever. I say just, you know, get a rod and reel. Even if you just use worms, just go out and catch panfish and just, you know, work on that. Let other people teach you and basically just teach yourself. You know, just that's how I started, and you know, it worked well for me.
My recommendation would be very similar to what, you know, the other guys already said. Although my recommendation would be more on the psychological level. You know, one of the biggest problems that we have now with the sport nowadays is declining participation, and unfortunately, a lot of people, beginners, all right, they tend to give up real fast. They go out there 2-3 times and they don't have a lot of guidance. I mean, thankfully, we got YouTube nowadays. We got all this technology. We got all the magazines that people can read and learn from it, you know. But some people, beginners, they go out there, they don't catch fish 2-3 times, and they end up giving up on the sport. You know, they never really get that adrenaline rush, you know, the fun part of fishing. So, you know, for the person who asked the question, right, definitely buy some gear, go out there, get some bait, catch some different types of fish. But if you don't catch anything the first few times that you are out there, just remember, don't give up on it, you know.
Yeah,
keep watching YouTube, study it, you know, and you will become better eventually, and it's going to be fun, a lot of fun.
Yeah, when I started out, I just had, one rod, one reel, and I would use those pinch weights. I call them pinch weights, and one of those snell
Split
hooks.
shot.
Yeah, split shot. I put a snell hook, tie it, and that's the only knot I really tie is the improved clinch knot, and it works. And I used to put a worm on a hook, launch it out there, catch catfish, carp, bass, perch, bluegill, anything. And whenever you
Yeah, I
catch
still
that first fish, your confidence will go this much higher, and you'll just love the sport. You'll fall in love with it.
Twix.
And twigs, or Twix.
Twix.
Oh yeah, right on right. I got tired of the marshmallows, man.
But you might get a few snags, but hey, that's fishing, and we all get snags. It's all right. Just keep on fishing, keep on, and stay positive. Even if you don't catch a fish that day, go tomorrow, go the next day. Keep on fishing.
Yeah, that's good. Get Hooked Fishing 96 said dream fish to catch.
Mm.
Shamu. Shamu.
10-pound bass, big 10-pound bass. Hopefully, when I go down to ICAST this year, I get that 10-pound bass in Orlando.
Jaws.
I'd like to catch a big shark. I caught a little one at the beach down in Clearwater last year on some squid, little scallop head.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Leo? What's your dream fish?
Man, that's hard to say. I have so many different species of fish that I really want to catch. Like there's this one guy on YouTube that always posts videos of monster catfish from Italy. I'm talking about Yuri Grisendi. And he catches the Welsh catfish in the range of 200 pounds, So that's like one species that I would definitely want to catch. And then you have some, other people there in South America catching the arapaima, right? Which is, if you guys watch river monsters and stuff like that, the arapaima is a very nice fish, big, powerful. So that's definitely another species that I would want to catch, add to my species list. A 10-pound bass, yeah, I'll be happy with that too.
Yeah, that's my favorite fishing, on public TV is river monsters. I always like the story, and I'd love to meet Jeremy Wade. He's an awesome dude. So.
Yeah.
Best Cinco. I like the Yum Dingers. I'm not gonna lie. So.
Yeah, me too.
They're cheaper.
Yeah, I saw that on there, Leo. Sammy.
Oh yeah, Sammy is a big fan of mine. I love the kid. I love the kid with all my heart. But you guys gotta understand from his perspective. Don't be mad at him, okay? That kid had a troublesome childhood, okay? And the kids with troublesome childhoods, they usually get a little bit defective in the brain, I mean. So
Yeah.
don't worry too much about him, all right, folks? Give him some credit, okay? He's a nice kid in the heart, okay?
I'm just trying to read these comments here. Any tips on smallmouth fishing? I don't really smallmouth fish. Well, in the rivers I do. I use a jig head and a chartreuse Mr. Twister.
Yeah, I smallmouth fish all the time. The best, Lake Erie is right here on the, it's literally right there, right down the street. I haven't experienced a ton of smallmouth fishing in like the lake, but I smallmouth fish a ton in rivers and creeks and stuff like that. I like throwing, anything that really looks natural. I'll stay away from because I've never really had to fish like dirty, muddy water while I'm fishing in the river or creek or whatever, wherever I'm fishing for smallmouth, I normally tend to go to the natural colors, and normally what I'll go to is either like a natural jig, a Zoom trick worm, or any kind of worm that looks natural, like a worm or like a little snake or anything like that. And then all top water baits, I'll use like the smaller 1/8 ounce buzz baits. I'll use smaller Zara spooks. I'll basically what you would use for a multi-species angler like Leo is, like the smaller panfish, because you can catch rock bass, bluegill, smallmouth, largemouth. I mean, you never know what you're going to catch in a river. But I mean, basically, smallmouth fishing, it's a lot of fun. If you have a river or creek by you, just go ahead and go try it, even if you just and tubes, yes, and tubes.
Very good, very recommendations right there, and I agree with that.
I love tubes in the river. They work great.
Because I have a couple creeks by me that are, I don't even know if they're considered like a river. It's like a ditch almost. And man, I've walked a couple of those creeks just a couple times, just watching a lot of videos on YouTube of small river creek fishing, and I've walked a few, and man, have I got some big fish in those. I caught like a 30-inch steelhead one time on an ultra light rod. It was crazy. It's not my line, but it was huge. It jumped out the water.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right. Any more questions you guys want to ask? Please just put them in the comments section. We'd love to answer them.
Get Hooked Fishing said best price range on rod and reels.
The quality's in the 50 to 100 and up. So if you have the money, or Santa Claus comes a little bit early, stick to that.
I was just laughing because the concept of Santa Claus has always eluded me. I'm not from the United States, right? I mean, I've heard about Santa Claus, but I was born and raised in Brazil. And I remember when I first learned about Santa Claus, this fat dude in some red clothing comes down your chimney, all right, and drops a gift there under the tree. And my teacher was telling me about it. I'm just like, dude. I'm telling my teacher, I'm like, dude, that sounds like the definition of a thief. That's how a thief gets in my house, And then my teacher used to tell us, but wait a moment. Santa Claus doesn't come if you were a bad kid. Santa Claus only comes if you were a good kid. So I would look at my teacher, and I would be like, so Santa Claus is blackmailing you. In other words, he's only going to give you stuff if you were a good kid. That's emotional blackmail, man. I always thought that was so funny. I just wanted to mention it. I'm sorry. Go back to the tackle discussion.
I'm gonna remember that for a while.
That's funny as heck. So I would like to share a tip with all of you guys about line management. I got this KVD line and lure, and I use it on all my stuff. I'm not sponsored. I just like the stuff. So keep that between us. But I put it on all my line, and it's amazing stuff. I love it.
Yeah, I need to pick up some of that. Definitely need to. Hold on a minute.
They said it improves casting distance and control, eliminates line memory, backlash, tangles, and twists, anti-corrosive, improves performance. That includes fluoro, mono, and braid. And there's a ton of these on the market. I heard the KVD one is the best, though. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's just because of the name, but I haven't tried any other ones, any other brands, but the KVD one works for me. So
that's very interesting. I have never heard or used this KVD stuff, But yeah, I would be willing to give it a try, on KVD's name.
Yeah. Also, another tip for you guys. How often do you guys clean your reels?
You're asking me?
Yeah, Hooked Them Fish isn't there.
Yeah, I never clean my reels, as a matter of fact.
I'm here now. I'm good.
Yep,
Never.
I never clean my reels, man. If the reels needs to be cleaned, I know that it's done for. I just go and I buy another one.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay. I use this Ardent Real Butter, and you put them on the points, and I also picked up this Ardent Real Grease right here. And I love this stuff, man. I had this Abu Garcia Cardinal SX40, and it was making all types of noises, and I had the thing for 3 years, and it was making a ton of racket. I put this on today, man, runs smooth as butter. It's great. But yeah, I'm not sponsored by them in any means. I'm just giving tips for you viewers out there. So make sure you guys take care of your gear. It will last longer, and don't beat them up too bad, but catch a lot of fish on them.
Yeah, cleaning your. I only clean my reels about twice, maybe 3 times a year. Basically, all I'll do is I'll take, like a Q-tip or something, and I'll just put a little bit of water on it, and like by the rod eye. Here, I actually have a make that. Like right up, like up in this area, and then when you switch these off, like on the sides, just in I don't go too picky into like making it like completely, like sparkly clean. I want it to run right. Like I had a couple reels that I didn't even think about cleaning. I opened them up and there was so much baggage and stuff inside of it, but now they work fine. So.
I try to clean my reels as, once or twice a year. It's not like guns though. Every time I go shooting at the range, I'm always cleaning them before the range, after the range. I'm very particular with like having stuff clean, nice and neat. So
yeah,
I get that from my mom. Leo, is your trip next week? Oh yeah, Pittsburgh. Yeah, can't wait to collab with you, Leo.
I responded. Yeah, I responded to that already. Yes, I got a trip to Pittsburgh coming up. I'm gonna be there April 25th to April 28th, and it's gonna be a blast. I'm gonna do a few collaborations with some other YouTubers, some smaller channels, but awesome people. So people should definitely look forward to that. I actually have a lot of trips coming up, man. What's going on, bro?
You see that guy on the comments? Is that dude who
spammed
you that one time?
That's Sammy. That's Sammy.
Remember him? Oh, that's him?
yeah, that's him. That's him.
Is that the one who had like 30 accounts or whatever?
Exactly, dude. That's the kid. You got that right.
Oh my god, I remember that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. Some kids out there, they're just a little bit too crazy. That's the way it is.
He has like 30 accounts.
Dude, God, we don't have an open discussion board here because that would be bad.
This dude had like 40 accounts and he kept logging into each one and coming in and just swearing and stuff. I remember that.
I do remember that. I was on there.
Yeah.
This kid, he just has a lot of time, bro. Believe me, he's got a lot of time. I actually uploaded a video on my channel too. It's under unlisted. I'll pass only to YouTube after we finish this live stream. I had a conversation with the kid. This kid. And, he was pretty decent. He's just, I don't want to say bad words here on the live stream, right? But he's just an attention. I'm not gonna say the bad word. Just gonna say an attention seeker. Let's put it that way. Okay. Yeah. Everyone's got their own little things, bro. Just gotta accept it, Right on.
Well, there's a job for that in this world. It's a live stream. Also, there's new videos on all of our channels, so make sure you guys subscribe to all of our channels and check out the videos. We post some awesome content, and I'm sure if you follow Extreme Philly Fishing, he posts some multi-species angling. He's awesome. The dude's rad.
He's got some great videos.
Oh, by the way, that's a good thing that you mentioned this, right? Why don't you guys tell a little bit of the viewers too? Like, what do you have planned for, like, upcoming fishing trips or anything exciting coming up?
Um,
Um,
you go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
all right. My plans for this spring. Well, in a month, I'm trying to get out of this college thing with good grades. So once I get out of school, May 16th, I'll post a bunch of more fishing stuff. Um, the first collaboration is going to be with you, and I'm also doing a few collaborations with a few other YouTubers around the area. Yinzer Outdoors. So definitely going to be doing that, and then
MD Outdoors.
maybe, who knows. But I plan on going and taking my little boat to a ton of more lakes around where I live this year than I did last year. And, I've gained so much knowledge over this winter about fishing, and I plan on using that knowledge and, different tips on boat management and, boat positioning. And I plan on using those tips and showing you guys about that. And then catching big fish, and also going up to Erie and Pomatuning Lake, and maybe going down to Maryland and Baltimore, probably going out to Philly too. And I'm also going down to ICAST this year, so I'm definitely going to get some awesome content and talk with Flair and all the bigger YouTubers also. So I'm definitely going to get
Yeah.
that out for you guys.
What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I just have a few big trips. I guess you could say actually just a couple. I'm heading down to South Carolina this summer, so I'm hoping to get like some vlogs down there, but also like some night fishing and stuff like that. Like I know nothing about saltwater fishing, so I want to learn a little bit while I'm down there. I mean, a lot of like the really good spots that I have around me, are about 2-3 hours away from me. So I really enjoy, going to those. So, vlogging and stuff like that is going to be key for me this summer. But basically, just keeping content posted and just filming all the time. That's basically going to be my goals.
Good stuff. Well, I'm gonna be traveling pretty much a lot this year too. I'm going to Pittsburgh in
Yeah.
2 weeks. And then in May, I'm going down to Fort Lauderdale. I may do a few collaborations down there in Fort Lauderdale. I don't know if you guys heard about this female YouTuber called Darcizzle Offshore. I may do a collaboration with Darcizzle. We'll see. And then June, I'm going to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. I'm actually going to Virginia first, but I'm going to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. Gonna do some summer saltwater fishing. Man, this is gonna be a good year. I'm gonna tell that much. I'm super happy about it.
Yeah.
Super happy about it.
Are you going to
Yeah, I
target
never.
some sharks, or what are you targeting
You mean the Outer Banks?
when you saltwater fish? Just every species?
Well, in Florida, for the upcoming trip, I definitely want to catch my first ever snook. I want to try to catch a tarpon, but from shore. So, I'm kind of scouting spots and talking to people about some hot spots for that. For the Outer Banks in North Carolina, it's going to be shark and rays. Hopefully a lot of shark, man. Listen, I got nothing against people. Okay, I know kids go on vacation. People like to go down to the shore to go swimming and stuff. Hey, man, I'm not against that, all right? Just be careful not to be bitten by the sharks, that's all, man. I'm going to be there fishing for the sharks, I don't want to ruin a shark right there. And then everyone freaks out like 50 feet from me, Like,
Yeah.
oh, man, it's a shark, that kind of stuff. Right on, man.
The best time
Yeah.
for shark is at nighttime. That's when I catch mine. So, I usually use a top and bottom rig with a triangle weight on the bottom, and they call it a high-low rig, I think. And I usually am on the pier, and I catch my bait fish, and I just keep the bait fish like a spot, and I cut them up, and I use those on a bigger hook, and I throw that out at night, and that's how I usually catch my sharks. So.
Yeah, I've never even ice fished. Never ocean fished ever. I've never ocean fished ever, so I think that would be pretty sweet to learn some stuff, and I'll YouTube some other things, on like how to I don't even know like the first kind of bait to use. But like you
Oh
said,
my
live bait would probably
goodness,
be the best
dude.
thing. I've
You
never
Kyle,
ever fished in
Kyle,
the
you,
in
you you
the
need to
ocean.
branch out, bro. You need to branch out, bro. No?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see here. Ah, look at this little hacker here.
That hacker, man. He is in like Leo. He's in like every one of your live streams.
Yeah, right on, man. You know that, like I
Every
said,
single live stream.
that kid is mentally challenged. You know, like I said.
Yeah.
You
Every
know,
live stream I watch, he's on there.
What's wrong with this kid? How old is he?
he's
He's
actually
like
he's
10.
he's actually very young. I think he's like 13, 13 or 14. I'm
Yeah,
not
somewhere
sure.
around there.
Well, clearly the mentality of 4-year-old, right? But hey, man, what are you gonna do about that? You know.
Gotta throw him the
Yeah.
DSM-5, man. There's a book for that. There's definitely a book for that. Gotta have that DSM-5, man. Psychological disorders. I learned that in psych.
Yeah, dude. Listen, man. Some people in this world, you gotta be careful with people. You know.
Yeah.
Some people you really should just let it go and let it pass. You know. Just chill when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's complicated. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, if you think about it, YouTube is tripping too, right? Because, after I talked to the kid the other time, I thought, how come it is so easy to make new accounts? You can just put in fake emails and fake names, and you get access to accounts right away. And this does ruin the fun, unfortunately, for all other people out there. And this is the part that it gets me. See, when I see this kind of stuff, I don't really get mad because there's nothing to get mad about. What I usually do is I get disappointed. I get sad. And I get sad not about myself or my channel. I get sad for individuals like this. Because it's not only this situation in this live stream, okay? This applies for everything in life. I will give you guys an example, all right? There used to be this place here in Philadelphia who was a very good fishing place. We call it the Race Street Pier. It was made using tax money, man, from all of us. It was open for fishing, right on the Delaware River, dream spot for striped bass, urban environment. It was a place that you cast your rod out there, you don't get snagged. Every spring, the striped bass come out, come into the Delaware River. You catch the big ones, and then what happened? People like that started to show up. One person showed up and they trashed the whole place. That's a pier that is not only for fishing. It's a pier where families go to for a picnic, kids are around. And I remember this was back in 2012. One dude ended up hooking a kid, man, on the chick. Like, dude literally gave the cat without looking back, and the kid got hooked. That was it, man. Government came in, they were like these barbarian anglers, So like I say, it takes only 2-3 people to ruin the fun for everyone, which is extremely sad.
Yeah.
And this dude here, right, the hater here that we have on the chat, the one that has way too much time in his life, right? It's the same story, man. Like you got awesome fans, and you got awesome people who use the Google Hangouts chat. We YouTubers tend to use the Google Hangouts chat to interact with our fans, but because of 1 or 2 people like this, okay, racist, not polite, extremely childish, with a very disturbed mentality and behavior, these are the guys that are ruining for everyone else, and that makes me kind of sad because you got the good subscribers, you got the good people trying to ask questions, interact. And then and you have the bad apples of society, And I mean, what are you gonna do? You block this guy, he makes 20 more profiles, and he comes back.
Yep.
So in a
Yeah.
certain sense, like I said, YouTube is tripping too, because YouTube now needs to come out, at least Google Hangouts needs to come out with a new way, that is straightforward. Just do IP block, man. Block the IP so the dude
Yeah.
doesn't come back, But yeah, man, it will eventually come,
Yeah.
I hope so. Because I've only had one experience where I had an open discussion where I put the link in the description and had some bad experiences with that, which you've had
Yeah.
also. But
dude, I gotta tell you this way: social media is a brutal place, man. I mean, for sure. Kids are very cruel nowadays. I was just
Yeah.
talking to One Rod One Reel Fishing about this. Just when we went down to Tennessee, in a sense that you never know what is wrong with you. Okay, like what kind of defects or whatever you have until people start to point out to you. Like when I first met One Rod One Reel Fishing back in 2011, I didn't look at him and think, dude, this guy got unique eyebrows. But now, every time I look at him, I'm like, dude, you do have unique eyebrows, Same thing with my English. A lot of people complain about my English, even though English is my fourth language, and I totally understand, I have an accent, I don't speak things very well. But of course, I'm very proud of how I got here, and
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until I started posting videos on social media. When people started telling me, "Hey, dude, you have a very bad accent," and your English is really bad. In other words, now I know that. I know it is time for me to improve. You take that constructive criticism, right, and you move on. But yeah, man, like I never noticed that One Rod, One Reel Fishing had a lisp when he talks. And I could go on and go on. But yeah, social media is a brutal place in a certain sense. You do have to deal with a lot of drama, unfortunately.
You do. Yeah.
I haven't had that much drama on my channel yet. But if you guys want to point out something about me, I'm right here.
Hey man, this dude is Russian, right, man? You guys should definitely point out something to him. The Russian YouTuber.
I should have brought out the snake, huh?
Oh yeah, you have a snake, right, man?
Yeah.
Right
Python.
on.
I'll bring him on next time. If you guys have any questions, please ask. Let's see here. Gotta scroll through all these right here.
Just wondering, how long are you gonna be on here for?
Oh, it don't matter to me, man. I don't got anything to do.
Yeah,
That is
do I was
true.
just wondering.
I do need to go in a few moments because I just look at the clock and it's 8:50 p.m. I do have a lot of things to do tonight. Unfortunately, sorry about that, fellas. Have to do the YouTube editing, the videos, and everything.
You guys want to end this at like 9?
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Let's see here. Ask all your questions in the next 10 minutes. Can you guys find any questions? I'm trying to block them. How do you do that?
On the side, you'll see like if you go to the right of like where his comment is, there'll be like the 3 dots. Click on that and it will say block user.
But man, if I were you, I wouldn't even waste your time with the single-minded creature right here because if you block him, it's just gonna come back with more profiles.
Yeah.
It's like just let him talk.
Mm-hmm. That live stream on yours, he literally had like 40 like accounts. Every time you'd block him, he'd come back with that new thing again. I remember that.
Exactly. And you know what's the most ironic part too? And this is serious now. I don't mean to make joke of anyone here, okay? He always comments on his comments about homosexual stuff, right?
Yeah,
Which in my opinion, of course, is extremely bad. I respect all homosexuals out there. I have a lot of gay friends, all right? I tag along well with gay people. And the worst part is every time the dude joined my live stream, he did the most homosexual dance there when he joined on, That was so ironic, man. I was just like, what, No, bro.
Yeah.
Go figure out these people, man.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But who
Anyways,
knows?
let's answer some more questions. I do need. I'm sorry, but I do need to head out in like 9 minutes or so, 9 o'clock.
Hmm.
So any questions you want to answer, man, just let me know.
Um, have you ever have or has a fish ever taken your pole in the water? No, that has not happened to me. I'm sure it will happen when I fish out my kayak this year. But until then, let's hope not.
What about you,
Yeah,
Carl?
I fished. I got this one time we were catfishing in this river, and we were fishing, and like we set poles like all like down like the one side of the river that we were fishing, and a big fish. I had corn or boilies on one rod, and I just remember it shooting off, and it was gone. And we spent forever trying to figure out where that rod was and stuff. So we came back the next day fishing. Well, I hooked into a fish that ran into the line of that rod. I got the rod back. The fish was still on there, but I had to break it off because it like got stuck around a tree. But that's happened to me a couple times. I broke my phone last year running after a rod in the water. It happens a lot in the river, to me at least.
I've lost plenty of rods in my life, man. Yeah, some of them were really
Yeah.
funny stories too. Like first time I fished the Schuylkill River for like catfish, a Cali drive, and I had no idea that they had flathead catfish there that are actually pretty big. I went really hood style, like I just put the rod on top of like a V-shaped stick. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
on, right. And I'm just waiting for the catfish to bite. My drag was kind of set on the loose end. And dude, no kidding, I'm
Hmm.
just like looking at the sky, like admiring the clouds. Suddenly I hear a click, like a ding, like a metal banging something. That was my
Yeah.
bail banging on the piece of wood, and my rod just flew into the river. Dude, it was a $30 combo, but I just heard like I was looking at the sky, it was like ding, I look back and the rod's like flying. And I'm just like, oh boy, that was a goner because I ain't jumping
Yeah.
in this river, to get the rod back. Yeah, man, that's only
Yeah.
one of the stories.
Nice.
Yeah. I've had that happen quite a few times when I'm fishing in the river. You never know what's gonna bite.
Right on, you really never know what's gonna bite.
Yeah.
Leo, this is
I'll be set up fishing for catfish, and I'll have like a giant carp grab it, and your rod will be gone. I've had that happen so many times.
Me too. I've lost rods to common carp. Yep, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
my friend just snagged one the other day, and we were using those KVD lipless crankbaits, so it was snagged on the fin, the top fin. So we brought it in, and I swear it had to be 30 inches long. It was huge, and so there was a sledge, it was pretty big. I was trying to get him up, and I was trying to grab him, but I couldn't get him, and then he tried to get him, and then it broke off. But we saw it. It was huge. It
Is it one of
was so huge.
those grass carp, those aimers, those big grass carp?
Dude, it was a dinosaur.
See, man, this is when you have a bass angler who never carp before calling carps dinosaurs, man. You need to
Oh,
branch out, dude. Chill, dude. Russian dude. You know?
it was giant. And I was trying. I didn't know if you could gill those. Can you gill those? Or
Oh
no?
no, dude. That definitely not a good idea, bro.
Okay.
No gilling any type of fish. That is never a good idea. All right.
All right. Now, how would you handle those carp? Though? How do you handle them? Because I did see your thing on FB about how to handle a fish. So.
Yeah, right on. I had a very heated up discussion with Nick, the informative angler, recently because apparently we don't agree on catch photo release on the same catch photo release practices. Nick likes to hold his catfish by gilling with one hand in a vertical position. and I like to hold my catfish, despite of size, with one hand behind the head, right next to the pectoral fin, and the other one around the tail. Doesn't matter how big it is. So we had a
Mm-hmm.
very heated up argument about that. But once again, Nick, the informative fisherman, he's a nice guy. All right, nothing against him. We had our argument, but I love his videos. I love his channel. Okay, although sometimes I do have to scroll over 5 minutes of advertisements there, but I do love his videos. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watched his LTB one today, actually.
Yeah, he does the reviews for the Lucky Tackle box, the Panfish box.
Hmm.
Yep.
Are you planning to
Jeff,
get
we got a
boat and
question here.
kayak? I have a boat. It's a 1955 Alumacraft. I have a kayak. It's a Aruba 8SS. I also plan on getting it's a Aruba Journey 10 SS, which is an open kayak I plan on getting. So I'm gonna be getting a video whenever I get that.
Yeah, I've never kayak fished. I don't have any kayaks, but we are looking into getting a boat for the lake to bass fish, walleye fish, steelhead fish, perch fish, basically anything you want. Since the lake is right here and all we do is basically fish, so that's going to be pretty sweet.
How about you, Leo? Got a kayak?
Man, I think I'm gonna stay with shore fishing for a good while. I like boat fishing. Don't take me wrong. I just went down to Tennessee a few weeks ago, and we fished from the boat. Kayak fishing, I did it like 2 times. It really is not my thing. But again, the kayaks that the kayaks that we were using, they weren't like the big fishing kayaks. So I may change my mind if I ever go on one of those big kayaks for fishing, right, with the paddles and everything, right? I'm talking about the ones that go thousands, right? But right now, I'm really gonna stick with just shore fishing. That's gonna be exploring, doing multi-species fishing, all from shore.
That's awesome. Any more questions that you guys see that I don't?
Well, I'm actually ready to call it a night. You guys can continue if you want to, but like I said, I just need to head out. But I really do need to call it a night. I haven't made dinner yet. My wife is very anxious to eat. I'll just say it this way. So I do have to get down and do some cooking before the end of the night. All right,
Alrighty, man.
Hey, nice having me here. Thank you very much.
Thanks for
bro.
coming out, man.
Absolutely.
It was awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Again, Kyle and Steve, right?
Yep.
Right on, brothers. Yep. I'll keep checking your channels for some contents. All right, man. I'll see you guys around. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Later, man. Thanks for coming out.
No worries, man.
Well, that was awesome, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love him.
Leah is very awesome, and we'd like to thank him again for joining us.
Yeah, it was awesome. He seems like a cool dude.
He is. He's pretty rad. I can't wait to work with him in a few weeks. What's today's date? I don't even know what today's date is.
12,
the 12th. He's coming in 10 days or 12 days, something like that. So I plan on working with him, doing the live stream, show him around Pittsburgh since he said he's never been to Pittsburgh. So I love showing people around the city here. And also going to take him to Permane Brothers. Anytime if you guys come to Pittsburgh, check out Permane Brothers. It's a local favorite and famous favorite from Pittsburgh. Also Heinz Ketchup. Gotta love Heinz. If you guys have any more questions, please ask. Also, subscribe to our channels. We love the support. It helps us
definitely
want to make more content for you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you guys?
I got a new video coming out, guys. Too. Sorry to interrupt you, but I got a new video that I'll be uploading here in about 15 minutes. It's already uploaded. I just need to put the thumbnail on it. But it's a lady yells at me when I'm bass fishing. It's not like the greatest. I mean, most of it's bass fishing, but I mean, it's at the end, it's me yelling at her. But you know, she was yelling at me saying I was taking the fish, which I kind of see now as I rethink it what she was talking about, because I ran over after I caught the fish to my backpack and I was getting the camera out, and I could see how she would have thought, you know, I was kind of taking the fish, but still, after I threw it in, she kept yelling at me, and people need to mind their own business sometimes, you know.
Can you guys come to Texas? My friend Albert is actually moving to Texas, I guess this month. Yeah, it is April, huh? Yes, this month. So I don't know where he's moving to, but I plan on going down there and doing some fishing. Whenever I get down there, I'll let you guys know. What is your favorite bait lure to use? See, I answer that in every single live stream. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
go with the Cinco because it's versatile. I probably change it up every live stream, but Cinco it is. Green pumpkin too. Weightless.
I would.
Black and green.
I honestly do not have a complete favorite lure. I think it just depends on, you know, how you're fishing, where you're fishing. Um, I mean, like if you were gonna like if it was always cold by you, you wouldn't say, you know, a buzzbait on ice like we talked about before. You wouldn't pick a
How's that?
buzzbait on ice, you know. I mean, but
Wait, wait.
it just
How's that buzz
what
bait on ice?
buzzbait ice fishing.
You know what I was doing when the ice started to thaw? I was throwing a frog on the right when they would hit the water. I'd get bites on a frog. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
This one pond, I throw the Zoom horny toads. Throw it, it would bounce on the ice, and I guess the fish would hear it. I'd reel it, and then whenever it come on the water, dude, blow up every single time.
yeah, that's pretty awesome. I can't wait. Now, the place I went today, they haven't treated the pond yet at all, and I don't know if they're going to because they didn't do a very good job last year. But there's weeds everywhere, and that's when I picked a Senko, because the Senko works good for me. Like when there's weeds, I have the weedless Senkos, you know, like those things that come over the top, like the weed guards.
Yep.
I used some of those. So you know, I mean, just that works good in weeds. But I can't wait for the summer to get up early in the morning and go frog fish. I'm gonna get a lot of footage for frog fishing. At least a good 2-3 ponds that I have, I'm gonna get some frog fishing videos. So stay tuned for that.
That'd be awesome, dude. Also, subscribe to our channels.
Yeah.
I'm having a
You know,
250 subscriber giveaway, so make sure tell all your friends to subscribe. I'm gonna pick 5 winners, and it's gonna be good stuff. So subscribe.
yeah, dude, you had like 20 at one point. You had like 20 people on, which was a good live stream.
That was awesome. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, it was great.
Any rod and reels for beginners? Lose, Mach 1.
Lose all the way.
The Lose Carbon Fire is a good way to start. If for the reel, it's a 20. Well, I got for 20. It's a 10-ball bearing. Super smooth. Excellent reel. C4, what up?
What's up, dude? What other tag should I put on this video?
You guys should all come to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I have never been to Pittsburgh, to be honest.
Yeah, you guys should definitely come to Pittsburgh.
Pond fishing.
We should create a YouTube challenge. I've been thinking about that. Everybody does the tiny little rod challenge, and that's just boring to me.
Yeah.
So I want to do something different, but I have to bounce around some ideas with some friends of mine, and we'll see what we come up with. If you guys have any idea for a good challenge and you want me to like video it for you guys and, you know, get it out there, get the word out there, let me know.
Yeah, the challenges are good. Like I like when I think who created the trick shot video? Was that John B?
Probably.
Or Tyler Anderson or one of them? But you know, something like that, creating your own. I mean, that's a good idea for like the winter time too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I plan
Like when you
on
can't
doing
fish a
it.
bunch. That's when like vlogs and stuff like that come into play.
Have I ever fished spoons? Yes, I have. When I was, let's see here, in the rivers, and also when I was up in Alaska, I caught a bunch of nice trout, some salmon, some dolly varden. I caught two big Pacific cod. It's all on Stealth Outdoors TV Facebook page. Hit that like button on the Facebook page. Also, I share all my photos from there, and I usually post the links to my videos also. So, and I also post FLW news, pro angling news, tips and tricks also on there all the time also. So check that out for sure.
And my video is public. Bam.
Sweet. I don't think they
Pressure
make
landed
a
to
one
upload.
test bass. You think they make a one test bass? One test 1 pound limit or test line?
I think they actually do for ice fishing and stuff like that. That's
All right.
light line. That is light line.
So if I can find some around here, I will do that, and that will be my challenge. And I'll get that video out, and I'll challenge all the big pros and the big YouTubers. So we'll see what happens.
I can't even imagine fishing with a 1 pound test. I honestly couldn't even imagine that. Like, if you could you imagine taking like a 10 pounder on 1 pound test? Like trying to film like a video or something? That'd be crazy.
Favorite sunglasses brand. Oh, geez. Here we go again. Oh, what's this called? There we go. Whoa. Say what? There we go. Favorite sunglasses brand. I don't have a favorite. I'm trying to get some Strike King because that's my initials. So it'd be SKSK.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty sick.
552 subs.
Anyways, subscribe to our channels. I think I'm gonna end the live stream. So
Yeah. It was a good one. Definitely a good one.
It was fantastic, and we'd like to thank Extreme Philly Fishing for coming on the live stream.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. Go follow him if, you know, I'm pretty sure most of you are, but if you're not, go follow him. He's got an awesome channel. Fishes for a whole bunch of different species of fish. You guys will love him. Got great video content, great video quality. Just a great guy all around.
I can't wait to collab with him soon. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I hope the weather's supposed to be perfect. I might even take him to some, you know, secret spots possibly. So
yeah,
it's going to be good. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. So it was a good live stream though. Yeah, it was definitely good. A lot of questions and a lot of people were on. So
definitely.
Thank you guys all for coming out.
Let me know in the comments on one of the videos or on Stealth Fishing TV Facebook page. Message me on there or on my Instagram, which is just Steve Krivda. Let me know about that 1 pound test line. I'll see if I can find it. I know they have 2 around here, but I'll see if they have 1, and if not, I'll order it. And I think that might be my challenge. Or if you have any other ideas, let me know.
Yeah, I might do something like that. I don't know. I kind of have to think of that for a little bit. Yeah, I'll do it.
But anyway,
I'll get some cheap 1 pound line here.
Yeah, dude. I should get some wire line. That's what I should do. Fishing with piano wire.
I would. that seems like that'd be really hard to do.
Oh, I'll make it happen.
Yeah, it can work.
If you dream it, you can achieve it. Just remember that.
Someone go be my 200th viewer on my winter bass fishing vlog. I have 199 views.
I need 250 views to do a huge, awesome, big giveaway. And I might even give out some lucky tackle boxes. So
subscribers,
subscribe to me. and hook them fish because he's awesome.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm gonna stop the live stream. Thank you guys so much again for watching. Stay tuned for more videos this week. I'm planning on doing a live stream Thursday, so stick around for that. Or when is yours?
I'm thinking about for right now until it starts to get warm, doing a live stream every Monday night,
Okay.
and then posting like videos in between the week. I'm not gonna do my like schedule completely until when it starts to get warm, where I can actually go out a ton and fish. Right now, actually, this whole week I'm gonna be going out and just getting as much footage as I can, and then editing it all at once. So I'll make a couple of videos and like have them ready. Then I'll start my schedule up in a couple weeks. But for right now, live streams every Monday night. Are you doing them every Tuesday night?
I'm gonna try and get 3 a week possibly, but
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and
Yeah,
then
I'm just gonna stick with one on Monday and then videos in between the week.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to get some videos out. School's just kicking my butt recently, so
Yeah, me too.
until May 16th, which is my last day, I'll be free.
Yeah, this I got until June 4th, I think, or 5th. Then I'm done. So
I'm in college, so
yeah,
uh,
my school lets out. It always lets out like later than other things, so it's pretty sweet. But you know,
gotta get there to school, man. School's the way to go.
yeah. I need to get some of that line and lure stuff.
Oh, it's great. It's fantastic. I put on all my line and I put it on the guides also.
Hmm.
But
Sweet.
anyways, guys, it's been an awesome time. Thank you guys so much for watching the live stream, and I will get to you guys soon.
Later, guys. Thanks for watching.
Stay tuned and check out our channels. Thank you again.
Later, guys. Thanks for watching.